This is Booming Your Bottom Line, America's #1 podcast for small business owners serving the aging baby boomers. We're going to give you what you need to reach, earn, and keep some of the 76 million boomer consumers in your community. Here are your hosts, Mark Hager and Aaron Murphy, with this week's serving of tips, ideas, and insight you need to supercharge your business.
Welcome to Booming Your Bottom Line, a weekly podcast where we talk about how to start and grow or expand your existing small business by serving the needs of the aging baby boomer. I'm Aaron Murphy, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Mark Hager. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Aaron. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. Hey, I hope you guys are ready to dig into something new today. We're staying true to what we promised to do moving forward. We're doing deep dives into important topics that affect your business, your customers, and your community. We're here to help you get past the ineffective and really make some headway on growing your company. Our goal is to help you find that path from good to great.
So last week we talked about why people don't buy from you. And part of that is how they see you, how they feel about you. And that feeling is much more than positive or negative. Okay? What drives customers to repeat purchases can be any number of things, but what makes them loyal is a shared belief. And I want to say that again. Customers who make repeat purchases, that decision can be affected by any number of things, but when you have a loyal customer, someone who is passionate about your company, it is because they have something in common with you. They have a shared belief with you or your company. Now, just about every small business owner that I talk to says that they don't have enough customers and they don't know how to find them. And I hear that every single day, and that's why we're talking about this today. You know, you guys come to us, you bring us a problem, we try to give you actionable ideas to help you solve them. Okay, that we're here for you. Now, it's a given, just based off of the amount of local business owners that Aaron and I have talked to, most of you have some kind of marketing problem. You aren't reaching the people that you need to in order to get buyers. That's pretty much a fact. But a lot of times, and in this case, I'm going to say most times, there is something much deeper at work. Something that has to do with you and not with them.
Okay, so if I walked up to you and I said, I love bananas, what would you do? Most of you would look at me like I'm crazy, right? I mean, seriously, who would just say that to a stranger? If I started just asking people on the street, one, maybe two out of thousands might look at me and go, hey, me too. That's my favorite fruit. And then we'd suddenly be fast friends and we'd go to the store and buy some bananas. What I did was I connected with that person because we have something in common. We share something. And that's the same way it works in business. Mm-hmm. You hear people talk about brand loyalty. Why are they loyal to a brand? Why do they buy something that is inferior or higher priced or maybe both? There's something about the brand that they're identifying with. They come to some conclusion about commonality or mutual purpose or mutual belief system between them and the business. And that breeds loyalty. Now, I can speak personally to this. I recently, at my architecture firm, was selected as the designer to do the drawings and permit submittal for $1 million construction project. The client interviewed me, and after 45 minutes of he and I together, he point blank said to me, you weren't the cheapest bid, but you felt right to me to work with. You're local, you're engaged in your community, and you're a no BS kind of guy. And I like that, so I choose you. The net value to my business as an architecture fee, $30,000 in 3 months. So let's annualize that. $120,000 revenue change in my business. Wow. Sound good? Sound interesting to you? Okay, that's why we're talking about it.
Right. That's a great example. Thanks. Now, some of what you stand for as a business is rooted in why you're doing what you do. You know, what got you started on this path in the first place? Was it a family situation? You love helping people. You like feeling like you make a difference. those and many other things can influence how passionate your customers are about you and your company. So what are you? What is it about you that your potential customers warm up to? Do you support a common goal? Do you stand for something that they feel is important? Do you support the same local charity? The truth is that most of you don't know what these commonalities are between your business and your dedicated customers, okay? And you have to. You have to know what is doing it for them. And you have to find it out and start weaving that into everything you do. It is part of your identity as a company. It doesn't mean that whatever that is going to appeal to everyone. However, it is something that stands out and should be shouted from the rooftops, as part of your brand. People have got to see that alignment, that your company means more than just making a buck. Okay?
For sure.
So it has to be part of what you do, and that means that everyone in your organization needs to know it, believe it, and live by it when they're on the clock.
Yeah. In fact, our next episode is about internal brand ambassadors. It's the staff side of that, okay? But
Right.
Today I want to talk deeply about this subject, and I want us to work together right here, right now, to help you get a grasp on that, okay? Coming to grips with what you want your company to be, not what it is right now, okay? It's about vision, it's about purpose, not your current reality. Your past and your present do not have to be your future.
Absolutely.
And if you're looking for answers right now, my guess is you don't want your past and present to be your future, or you'd think you had everything solved and you wouldn't be here. So
Right.
challenge yourself right now. Let's take this on, okay? Get out some paper and a pen. We're going to go through a couple of exercises right here together today. What words would you use to describe your business? What are the words that encompass the way you want to be to your customers from their view? The way you do what you do, or why you do it, okay? I'm not giving you words. This is your vision, not me, okay? I've done this exercise for me. You do it for you, and pause us if you need to. Write down 4 to 6 words that you would use to describe your business. Go.
All right, so the next thing is, how is your company different than your competition? List the ways that you think you're different. What makes you really stand out? I mean, really stand out. Not just we're a few cents cheaper on something. Yeah. List things that matter to you, to your employees, to your customers, to your community. All of those types of answers are acceptable. And when you do that, I want you to leave space below each one as you list it, because we're going to come back to it. And after you've done that, the next thing I want you to think about, and this is where we're going to use that space, is why are those things important to your customers? Okay, you listed all the things that you think make you different. Now you need to figure out why that matters to your customers. Take a few minutes and think about how those things how those differences affect them, or are seen as important by your customers. Write that down in the space below each one of the ones that you listed.
Okay. And again, pause this if you need to. And then when you come back, we're going to go to this. Pretend your company is a person. Okay? How would you describe him or her? Go ahead, write a paragraph describing the person your company might be. This is the person you want them to be, okay? Remember, forward, vision, future. Not necessarily what it is now, but
Right.
envision the way you'd want that to read. What values do you want your company to stand on? What are the values you want to drive your company, your decision making, your staff language, all of that? Okay, these are the core values that you want reflected in everything your company does. It should be in the way you train people, it should be in the way you interact with clients, it should be in the way you write your literature, okay? So list 4 to 6 things that you want to drive your company from a values perspective. And again, leave some space under each one, because Mark's going to help you fill in the blanks.
Okay, so now you have your core values that you feel like should directly affect everything that happens in your company. I want you to take a minute, and for each one of those, I want you to write how you feel those are reflected in your company now. All right? What are you doing and how are you doing it right now that reflects those values? And write that under each value you listed. And then we're going to move on to the next part. The next part is under those values again. After you wrote how you're doing it now, I want you to think about how that can be improved on. Think about the day-to-day interactions, the processes that you use, the machines that drive your company, everything, your marketing. How can you improve on those? For each one, go back and list a few ways that you can make an improvement. Now, those are how those are acted out every day. All right? What can you do that is new or better or more helpful to make those values shine through in what you do every day?
Right. And all of this is the why. Why are you doing what you do? Okay? And then the how, that supports the why.
Exactly.
These are those things that your customer needs to know. And if they don't know it because you said it, they need to know it based on what they see and what they experience with you. Okay? They're also the things that are going to drive you to do other things in your own business to create affinity for your company, like getting involved in local charities, volunteering, educational experiences and opportunities in your community, things we've touched on in the past. We're going to keep bringing them up because, guys, this is the foundation of what works, okay? This isn't selfish information. It's the side benefit you're creating that is loyalty, okay? That's your ultimate end goal, is to create loyalty, brand recognition, and affinity.
Okay, so let's think about what this exercise was really about. We hit it underneath the guise of helping to create affinity or loyalty to your customers, which it does. Okay, if you have all that figured out and it's ironed out and that stuff comes through in everything that you do, you will create affinity for your company. You will create more loyal customers. People are going to love you more than they do now. Both of these things and other things are a direct result of the perceptions that people have about your company. Okay, so your affinity and your loyalty, there are lots of things that can affect those, but that is a consumer perception. But this whole exercise is really about you. Okay, it's about you falling back in love with your company again. It's about getting your passion back. It's about getting you back in the driver's seat of your company. I'm not saying you're falling down on the job. I'm not saying you're not working your tail off every day, because from pretty much everybody I talk to, and I talk to people every day, you're busting your buns every day. But it's about you refocusing. It's about you drawing that energy back in that you're spending doing things that may not be as productive as the owner. Okay? It's about you refocusing your vision and getting back in the driver's seat to lead your company where you want it to go. This is your company. It's your vision. You're at the head. So getting back to finding that passion and purpose again that is going to drive you to do better, be better, have better for your customers and your employees, your community, and ultimately you.
Yeah, well said. This is about the who. Who are you as an organization, which really stems from who are you as a person, and what do you stand for? Okay, that's going to impact the work that you do. You can't lose sight of it. So your goals really need to kind of take a step back and look how some of what you currently think and feel is reflected in the work you do. Like Mark said, fall in love again, okay? Because how you interact with your customers, you can think you have a poker face or a game face, or you can, leave it at the door. Nobody's perfect at that, guys. If you're having a crappy day, don't think your customer can't smell, taste, touch that, just, that whole cut it with a knife feeling. So, the marketing messages that you put out there, it's not just paperwork or a radio ad or a brochure, it's you. And how you feel about what you're doing or losing focus on those core values, it infers the who and what you are as a company. And unfortunately, it can interfere if you've, gone one wheel off the rails in that scenario. So we're here to help you refocus.
All right. So I guess we're going to stop there today. That was a ton of information and a lot to think about. We really appreciate everybody listening. Please take a minute and share this episode on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. And don't forget we're available on iTunes and Stitcher as well. We hope that everybody has a great week. Drop us a note if you have any questions, comments, or you'd like to schedule a free consultation with Aaron and I. You can reach us at smallbusiness@ageandplace.com. And until next week, be well, be blessed, and boom your bottom line.
If you would like to work with Mark and Aaron, have any questions about the show, or have a topic you would like them to cover that would help your business, please send an email to smallbusiness@ageandplace.com or call 865-236-1247. You will find the podcast archive, articles, and more to help you as you build your company at ageandplace.com/smallbusiness. Booming Your Bottom Line is a joint venture of ageandplace.com and Empowering the Mature Mind.